It's funny because when I do Rihanna's makeup and I do a swatch test on her jawline, she always does this in the mirror so that we can compare the jawline to the shoulder and make sure it's the perfect match. Hey guys, it's Priscilla Ono, global makeup artist for Fenty Beauty and also Rihanna's makeup artist. And today I'm here with Cosmopolitan and I'm going to try on two of my favorite, most iconic looks that I've done on Rihanna. So today the look that I'm going to recreate on Star is actually when we debuted Fenty Beauty. It was our launch party here in New York. We launched with this Killawatt highlighter in the color Trophy Wife, and Rihanna did this full Trophy Wife look. I'm gonna start off with the primer. I'm actually gonna introduce you guys to our newest primer. We have a hydrating primer now, which is awesome. So I'm gonna take some of the hydrating primer and just put some in the palm of my hands. And I'm gonna apply it right on the T-zone area, almost as if I'm applying moisturizer. And this is also gonna help blur imperfections, so it's gonna make your pores look really nice and small and seamless. So now that the primer is all applied on the skin, I am gonna start with our foundation. And I am so excited to introduce to you guys our newest foundation. So when we first launched our brand, we launched with our soft matte foundation and in 40 shades. Since then, we've added 10 shades, so now a total of 50 shades. So now with our new Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation, we are launching with another 50 shades. And the greatest thing is that they are all corresponding colors. So if you're currently, let's say 210 in our Pro Filt'r Soft Matte, you are going to be 210 in our new hydrating foundation as well. I'm actually taking the shade in 390 and I'm just gonna take a couple pumps and put this on the back of a palette. You can also use the back of your hand. I would say maybe like 3 to 4 pumps. I'm gonna take the new foundation brush. This is actually a buffing brush. If you don't have a ton of time to apply foundation and you're kind of in a hurry but you want a flawless look, this is definitely the brush that you wanna use. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna start to apply it on the outside of Star's face, and then I'm gonna work my way in. When I take this, I don't wanna put too much on my brush, and I wanna make sure that it's evenly coated, so that way you get a really nice even blend. Depending on your skin tone, you just want to do a swatch test. And I would always suggest swatching either on your jawline or on your shoulder. It's funny because when I do Rihanna's makeup and I do a swatch test on her jawline, she always does this in the mirror so that we can compare the jawline to the shoulder and make sure it's the perfect match. Now this foundation is also long wear like the original, and it is humidity resistant. Now I'm just adding more wherever she needs just a bit more coverage. So over any type of dark spots and darker areas. And the great thing about this foundation is that even when you keep layering, your skin always still looks like skin. You're never gonna look cakey or makeup-y. So I'm taking the Pro Filt'r Concealer, which is a soft matte concealer, and it is totally okay to use the existing products that Fenty Beauty carries with the new hydrating foundation. So I'm gonna take 390, which is her corresponding color. And I am just gonna take a few dots and apply it on the inner parts of the eye, because that's kind of where you need the most coverage. So now I'm going to take the concealer brush and I am just going to buff that in. And I like using the corresponding colors because they're not too light. I actually don't like putting colors that are too light under the eye because sometimes it'll make your dark circles look more hollow and more gray, which defeats the purpose of concealer. So using a color that's more around your skin tone is always gonna look a lot more flattering under the eyes. So skin is looking flawless. Now it's time to add a little bit of warmth and depth. So I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring. I'm gonna be taking the Matchsticks Matte in the color Espresso. Now these matchsticks are great because they're actually more of like a powder formula. So what I like to do is kind of rub on the back of my hand, and that warms up the product and makes it a bit more creamy, so easier to apply. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna apply it on the hollows of the cheek, a little on the temple area, and just on the sides of the face, more so focusing on the perimeter, just to kind of give her face a little bit of shape and warmth. Now Star has a small forehead, so I'm actually not gonna contour her forehead. Don't think just because contour is a step you have to contour, because that's not true. You only want to contour the areas that you actually need to make look smaller. I'm also going to apply just a little bit underneath the chin and jawline, and a little bit on the sides of the nose. Now I'm going to take the exact buffing brush that I use for foundation. This actually has some leftover foundation, which is great because it's going to help blend in the contour more seamlessly and flawlessly. So you don't want to add any more, you just want to leave whatever's left over and use that to just buff in your contour. So now I'm just blending everything and making sure that it looks seamless, that it blends into the foundation. And then I'm gonna go back into my foundation and just take a bit and kind of apply that on my brush, and then kind of go around where I applied all my contour, just to kind of blend and make everything look seamless. So we're gonna be using the setting powder, and this is in the color Hazelnut. I'm gonna take that with the Powder Puff brush and kind of blend it in the palm of my hand. And then I'm going to use this more so in the T-zone area, just to really set the skin. I'm also gonna use a little look up underneath her eyes. Perfect. Now it's time to go there with the Trophy Wife. We are gonna take this and we're gonna take the cheek hugging brush, and we are just going to douse the skin in Trophy Wife. Now this stuff is going to take you there. So going to apply it right on the cheekbones, into the temple area, into your hairline. You just want it to look seamless. And then we're gonna do the Rihanna technique, where we're just gonna take this all on the eyes with the same highlighting brush and just kind of create this halo effect. So just applying, and let the brush do the work. Just lay the brush down on the cheek, let it hug the cheek, and just go up and down, and you're gonna get your perfect application. All right, so now we're gonna finish off the look with the fan favorite Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the color Fenty Glow. And this is the actual lip color that Rihanna wore that night. And it's the best gloss because it is truly a universal nude. It looks good on all skin tones. It feels great, it has tons of shea butter, so it's also working as a moisturizer for your lips. And that is the finished look. It looks so good, it's so glowy.
I actually used to be super afraid of wearing Trophy Wife, but after this, I'm definitely gonna add this into my makeup kit.
So today I'm recreating the look that Rihanna wore for the Sephora Inside JC Penny event. And it was a look with a very strong brow and a bright lip. All right, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start off with the brows. Now, Sarah is already Fenty Face Prep, and today she is wearing the new Pro FILT'R Hydrating Foundation. And now I'm just gonna get started on her brows. Now, I am so excited to share with you guys one of our newest product launches, which is very exciting, our brow pencils. So we have 14 shades total, and Rihanna was very mindful of making sure that everyone had a brow pencil. So I'm gonna take the Brow MVP Brow Pencil in the color Light Brown, which is Sarah's perfect shade. And these are retractable, which are really great. Now, the coolest thing is the actual brush. So it actually works really well at kind of combing and taming your brow. It's great for blending the product throughout the brow. Before I apply, I like to brush the hairs, all kind of going one direction, so that we get our application as precise as possible. Now for Sarah, I'm just gonna be using one color throughout the brow, but a little tip, one of Rihanna's techniques is she likes to do a lighter color of pencil at the beginning of the brow and then go darker at the tail, kind of like an ombre effect. So I'm gonna take this pencil and I'm gonna start to apply. Now Sarah has these beautiful thick brows, so I don't wanna over apply the product. So I'm actually just gonna start where the brow is more sparse, which is at the very tail of the brow, and also kind of build up a little bit more of an arch on her brow, just to kind of give like a nice lifting effect. And then just where you see any sparseness is where you wanna add. And the great thing about this pencil is that it's very precise at the tip, so you can actually draw these little hair-like strokes that make the brows look really nice and realistic. I think the reason why they still look really pretty and natural too, because it's actually the perfect shade for her. Picking the perfect shade is key. And again, just focusing the color more so on the arch of the brow and the tail of the brow, and then kind of coming in and just adding wherever it's sparse, just to kind of fill in the little gaps. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna get started on her lip. So when I do Rihanna's makeup, I actually prep her lips at the very beginning of the application, just to kind of really let the product soak in. And then once you're going to apply your lip color, the lips are just ready for product and don't have too much of that product sitting on top, so your lip is not gonna like slip and slide around. So for her lips, before we actually did any makeup, we prepped her with a little bit of the Pro Kisser Lip Scrub. Now this lip scrub is great because it actually looks like a lipstick, and you can feel the little granules, which is awesome. And you just apply it like a lipstick, and basically what it does is it kind of just scuffs off that dead skin. And then after you're done scrubbing, all you have to do is just take a wipe and kind of wipe off the excess, and then you want to moisturize. I love using the Pro Kisser Lip Balm, and doing this at the beginning of the makeup application is best because you kind of give it time to really soak into the lips and moisturize the lips. So now we are going to get started with the lip. We are going to be doing the Stunna Lip Paint in the color Unlocked, which is a stunning, gorgeous pink. The great thing about this liquid lipstick is that, yes, it is a matte, but it's not a full-on dry matte. It actually doesn't dry down completely. So you kind of get this very comfortable wear out of it. You're never gonna feel like your lips look really dry or feel really uncomfortable. It's always gonna look great. And it's very inky, so you only need a tiny bit. In fact, I actually wipe off a lot of the excess around the rim of the lipstick before I apply it because this is gonna be enough for the entire lip application. So I like to start at the very top of the mouth, more so in the cupid bow area, and I like to draw almost like a heart at the very top to give a really pretty shape to the lip. And I actually like to start right underneath the natural lip line. You don't want to start right on top of the lip line because then you'll always end up making it too thick. And then I'm going to slightly fill in as I go down onto the sides of the lips. And just using this wand upside down helps you apply it more precise. And now I'm going to do the bottom lip. I'm just using that one dip, so a little goes a long way. So now a little trick, I like to take a cotton bud and I just go along the lines of the lip and kind of soften the line a bit. I feel like if it's a little bit softer, it looks straighter and it's more forgiving. So just by wiping the edges, you're kind of just blurring the line so that you don't have a super straight line. It just looks a lot softer and prettier. So that is the finished look.
Oh my god, okay. I love the pink lip so much. Never wear a pink lip. Like, I always go for red just because I feel like that's the safe, bold bet.
Oh,
yeah.
good. I'm so
Thank
happy you love it.
Oh my god, I do. Just like the fact that Priscilla was like doing my eyebrows and my lip and knowing that she's done Rihanna's eyebrows and lips and cheekbones and everything is a little surreal.
It was an honor getting my makeup done by her and just getting to see the final product and knowing that Trophy Wife is a very wearable highlighter.
I never thought I could pull off a look that Rihanna pulls off just because she's Rihanna.
I had so much fun here today at Cosmo. I hope you guys enjoyed these looks. Make sure that you guys subscribe to Cosmo. See you next time.